So guys, today back for another video on the channel. Today we're here for the Newcastle United versus Tottenham Hotspur preview at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Big game going at this one. It's a top 6 clash. Remember, Jeff, I think this was going to be said about Newcastle in the last couple of years, but it's a massive game on Sunday. Before I start the video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. It would mean a lot if you could do so. But anyways, we'll speak about Tottenham, speak about Newcastle, form and whatnot, going into the game and some key players we need to watch out for. But let's get the video now, boys, and let's look at Tottenham. So then, Tottenham, I think they've had a really good season so far this season. They've signed some really good players in the window, and they've looked quite good, to be honest. But on Wednesday night, Newcastle obviously beat Everton as they got beat 2-0 to Manchester United. They played a different formation, which I thought was a little bit surprising, being a little bit more defensive. They played an extra centre midfielder in that game, but will they do that for the game against Newcastle? We'll have to wait and see. But I think who was it? Richarlison's injured, and so is Kulusevski. He's doubtful for the game on Sunday. But they played a free in midfield, which I feel like is not necessary when you've got just Kane and Son up front. Newcastle, I'm not going to say are going to absolutely boss that, but for how our defence has been at the minute, if 5'9" Lautaro Martinez can do it, Dan Burn and Botman, Shaw and Trippier can do it, most definitely. But I feel like if one of their attackers is available, I don't think Richarlison will be, but if Kulusevski is fit, I feel like they will drop one of their centre midfielders, most likely Basuma, and then go for the normal three up front with Son on the left, Kulusevski on the right, Kane up front. But Kane loves a goal against Newcastle, which obviously we're going to watch out for. Obviously last time at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, last time we did play Tottenham was we got demolished 5-1. Last season we conceded 8 goals to Tottenham, so we need to change that. Obviously we've only conceded 9 goals this season, but I've liked some of Tottenham's new players. I think Ivan Perisic is a really smart signing from Antonio Conte. He's playing on that, obviously on that left hand side, and it works really well. He's the defensive mindset as well, but he's really good going forward. He's got a really good shot on him. He's a really good player. But I feel like Ben Davies in defence with Eric Dyer, they've done very good this season, don't get us wrong, but they've got a bad game in them, and they've got that mistake in them where we can really go for that. But the form Miggy's in at the minute and whatnot, can definitely go for it. Obviously they signed Longley, I think they've got Davinson Sanchez. I feel like Ben Davies and Eric Dyer could be their weakness in their team, but right wing back as well, I think that's an issue for Tottenham. They've got Spence, who Antonio Conte really clearly doesn't like. They've got Doherty, who's a very off player but loves a goal against Newcastle as well, and they've got Emerson, who's getting a lot of abuse from I think it was after the Arsenal game when he got sent off. I'm not sure if he's available for the game against Newcastle, but they've got a good team. Obviously Tottenham, obviously Antonio Conte is a very good coach, knows what he's doing, and I think it's time for Tottenham to win a trophy. If we look at the league table at the minute, they're sitting third of the table, same points as City. Obviously they have played an extra game, but we're only 5 points behind City. I mean, not City, we are 5 points behind City, 5 points behind Tottenham, with one less goal difference. They've conceded 12, they've scored 22. Overall, we can do something. If we look at their home form this season, they've got 15 points at home. It's the away form that's let them down really this season, but you'd expect that. Obviously they've got the big stadium and whatnot, a big fancy stadium. They expect them to do well at home, but third in the table, 7 wins, only 2 defeats this season. You can't really slate them and judge them for that. I think the 2 losses they've got this season is Man United on Wednesday, and I think Arsenal. So they've not done bad this season, definitely not. And I think it is time for Tottenham to win a trophy. Obviously last season they got to the final of the Carabao Cup, missed out by Everett Laporte winner, but I think it's time for Tottenham to win a trophy. They've done quite well in the Champions League. Before I look at their Champions League run, which is, so the Champions League, they've won 2, drawn 1, lost 1, sitting top of the table. But it's Marseille, Sporting and Frankfurt are all in it, so they could, I wouldn't say bottle it, obviously with being Tottenham and whatnot, but they can definitely, they need to secure Champions League football, which is a massive factor in their season. Obviously finally got a bat last season, they want to keep going, but they've obviously got a good team. Do I expect to see some changes for their team? I think Doherty might get dropped. They might bring Longley or Davinson Sanchez at the centre back, and if Kulusevski's fit, I can see him going in the attacking role for Spurs. But let's speak about Newcastle then. So then Newcastle, obviously we got that massive win on Wednesday night, a massive 3 points against Everton. A really, really good win. We played really well in that game, controlled the game, and overall just bossed it. They had one shot all game. I didn't even realise that until after the game. One shot, and I think it was off a Calvert-Lewin corner, I remember. They're done now, so we're really controlling games defensively as well. Is where we look the best at the minute, and I think this is probably our best test. You've got two of the best players up front in Harry Kane and Son for Spurs. You'd expect finally a test for Newcastle. Obviously in the recent weeks we've not played the best of teams as Fulham, Brentford, Everton. We've done well in conceding 2 goals in them games and kept back-to-back clean sheets now, but a big chance against Spurs where we can really put our defence to the test. Obviously Kieran Trippier playing against his old team, it'll be nice for him to be. I don't think he's ever played at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium unless he didn't, because he was injured for when we played last season and Kraft played. But it'll be a big test for Newcastle. Hopefully Bruno can show his class in the midfield against it. It's going to be a good one though, because it's like Man United are good, but I feel like Spurs are a lot better than Man United this season, so it'll give us more of a test to see how good we actually are. And I think if we lose, it's a bit of a, I wouldn't say a reality check, but a bit of a check to go, look, we're not all this and all that, where some fans on Twitter seem to think that we are when we could not be. It's a tough one to judge, because obviously we're doing so good this season, best defensive in the league, but football can change so quick. We could go at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium on Sunday and lose 4-0, and the whole mood of the club changes off one game. We've got to stay resilient, stay strong in the game, and we should be fine. We should be, but obviously, like we said this last time when we played Spurs, we were in a good run of form. I think we lost to Chelsea very obviously at the end, and obviously went to the game against Spurs after the international break, and obviously got beat 5-1. But if we can go into the game, if we can stay into the game as much as possible and get a goal in the second half and hold off that's the ideal situation. Against Spurs at this stage, you don't want to concede early, because if we concede early, that'll probably be it. But we just look so good at the minute, even with the injuries to Maxi. Joelinton probably is not fit after his knock against Everton with his knee, but we're just looking so good at the minute. We could literally play whoever, and Eddie Howe can get the best out of every player. If I've got to say a prediction, it's a tough one to predict. If I've got to predict a team there, you'll see that video tomorrow. Looking at that team, can that team beat this Spurs team? I'm going to go uninterested. I'm just going to go with a 1-1 draw. I'd absolutely take it. It will be another draw on the board, but if we can keep this run going of only losing 1 game this season, we'll absolutely take it. Hopefully we can do that, and I'll absolutely take a 1-1. Comment your predictions down below. And that's the end of the preview, boys. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. It would mean if you could do so. Massive game on Sunday. You'll see the predicted team at the moment, and obviously the rant reaction on Sunday night after the game. See you the next one, boys. See you for the predicted team tomorrow, and hopefully Newcastle United can pick up 3 points. Away the lads.